Everybody has heard of speedrunning, from Super Mario Odyssey Any Percent to even Minecraft Random Seed. There is a variety of speedrunning out there, but there's a niche group of speedruns called marathon speedrun, or multi-game speedrun. Today, I'll tell you the history of one of these speedruns, the 1545. The 1545 is a multi-game relay speedrun which consists of 3 parts. First up is the 3D Mario 602. Players will run through Super Mario 64 120 stars, Super Mario Galaxy 1 120 stars, Super Mario Sunshine 120 shine. In this run, the player has to collect 240 blue coins for 24 shines, and Super Mario Galaxy 2 242 stars. There are technically 2 portions of the run, 120 stars and green stars. The player must collect 49 comet medals to unlock the comet stars. Then, the player will have to collect 120 green stars, which unlock after beating Bowser a second time in 120 stars. Finishing both of these will unlock Grandmaster Galaxy and the final 2 stars. Second is the Sprashfecta 642, which has 2 trilogy runs, the original Spyro the Dragon trilogy and the Crash Bandicoot trilogy. Put together, it creates the Sprashfecta. The first part of the 642 consists of the original Spyro the Dragon 120%, where you have to collect 14,000 gems, 80 dragon statues, and 12 eggs from thieves around Town Square, Peacemakers, and Magic Crafters. The 120% comes from the final area in the game, Benassi's Loot. Having the final amount of gems which will show as 120%. Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage 100%, which has 10,000 gems, 64 orbs, and 14 talisman, which are in every level in Glimmer, Summer Forest, and Autumn Plain. Spyro Year of the Dragon 117%, which has 20,000 gems and 150 eggs. The 117% comes from the extra area called Super Bonus Round, or SBR for short. You need to collect every gem, 15,000, and every egg, 149 to unlock it. SBR is a challenge with UFOs, thieves, submarines, and a skateboard challenge, which will give you the remaining 5,000 gems at the end. Then, you'll fight the sorceress one more time for the final egg. The second part has Crash Bandicoot 100%, where you need to break every box in every level without dying. In total, you will have 20 clear gems and 6 colored gems, and 2 levels are locked, so you will need to unlock 2 keys from collecting Cortex tokens from Sunset Vista and Jaws of Darkness. Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back 100%, which requires you to break every box in every level to collect 25 gems. You can die and you won't be punished for it. The rest of the gems are found by doing challenges like entering through a secret portal or beating a level without dying, with a time limit. In the end, there are a total of 42 gems, with 5 being colored. Along with gems, you'll have to collect 25 crystals, which will be required to advance further in the game. And for 100%, you have to enter through 5 secret portals found in the game. And Crash Bandicoot Warp 105%, which is the same as Crash 2, where you need to break every box, collect crystals, and do challenge gems, but you'll also have to do time trials. There are 3 types of time trials: Silver, Gold, and Platinum. You have to collect either Gold or Platinum, because to collect Coco's secret gem at the end of the game, you need to beat every time trial level with either Gold or Platinum. Third is the Rareware Trilogy, which requires you to collect an assortment of collectibles from Banjo-Kazooie 100%, where you have to collect 100 Jiggies, 900 notes, and 24 empty honeycombs. There are 10 Jiggies in every world, including Grunty's Lair, and 100 notes in every level. There are 2 honeycombs in every level, except for Spiral Mountain, which has 6. Next up is Banjo-Tooie 100%, where you have to collect 90 Jiggies, 900 notes, 25 empty honeycombs, 25 Cheeto pages, 17 Globos, 45 Jinjos, and 24 Jam Jar moves. You find 10 Jiggies in every level, and you get Jiggies from collecting all the Jinjos from their respective family. You find 100 notes in every level, including ILO hags. Honeycombs, Cheeto Pages, Globos, Jinjos, and Jam Jar moves are scattered throughout Spiral Mountain, to ILO hags, to every single level. And finally, Donkey Kong 64 101%, where you collect 201 golden bananas, 10 battle crowns, 20 fairies, 40 blueprints, 8 keys, 40 banana medals, and the Nintendo and Rareware coin. Every level has 25 golden bananas, 5 per Kong, with the exception of DK Isles where Tiny can collect the golden Rareware banana after finding all 20 fairies. The rest of the golden bananas come from blueprints that you turn in at Snides, and each level, including DK Isles, has 5, 1 per Kong. In the end, you should have 201 golden bananas. There are 10 battle crowns in DK, 1 per level and 2 in DK Isles. There are time challenges where you survive a range of enemies until the timer runs out. There are 2 fairies in every level and 4 in DK Isles, and you take a picture of them, which is a move you unlock after talking to the Banana Fairy at Banana Fairy Island. There are 8 keys, which are used to open new levels, and you get them by fighting that level's boss. You are not required to use every key, but you are required to collect them. You get a banana medal by collecting 75 bananas for each Kong in every level, except for Hideout Helm, where you will complete 2 barrel challenges to unlock them. And finally, the special coins. You get the Nintendo coin after beating the DK arcade machine in Frantic Factory twice. And you get the Rareware coin after collecting 15 banana medals to play Jetpack at Cranky's. You will then have to get a score of 5,000 points or above. Then the coin will spawn and you can collect it. Wow. All that to get 101%. All these speedruns, when added up, gives you the 1545. On average, this speedrun will take about 45 hours to complete if you have runners at an intermediate skill level. Galaxy 2 takes up 1/4 of that time. You may be wondering, who came up with this random assortment of games? Well, today I have 3 of the original organizers of the Multi-Community Speedrun Network, or MCSN for short, where the 1545 happens every year. Rob the Gamer 115, SHM, and HolySanctum.
Hey, I'm SecretHumorMan. I'm a Kazooie and Tooie runner as well as a Sprash runner, and I was one of the first organizers of the original 1545 7 years ago.
So my name's Rob the Gamer 115. I'm one of the founding organizers of the 1545.
Hi YouTube. My name is Holy, or HolySanctum. I created the 1545, and hi. So I was interested in doing stuff like the 602, and I already was doing the Scratch Factor, which was a lot of fun. And then I noticed some people doing 301, so eventually I just started talking to some people in the communities and getting involved, and then I was joking in, I think it was SHM's chat, about how, I think I was also joking in NotVanni's chat as well, about how I'm gonna do a 1545, and everyone's like, what's that? I'm like, alright, so it's gonna be the Sprash Factor, add all those numbers up, 301, 602, do it all back to back, because why not? So then, as I was talking to NotVanni in this chat, we were talking about it, and then he's like, wow, that would actually be a neat idea for like a relay race. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Hey! 1545? The heck is that? Oh jeez. That's a handful. It's a mouthful. Dude, that would be pretty sick to have that as a relay. race. In all honesty, that would be awesome. Like, bring some communities together, have them team up. That actually sounds really cool. I want this to happen.
I think that same day started putting stuff together for that, so. I made the Discord. Invited, like, the key people in that I was talking to at the time who wanted to help me work on putting it together.
Early February of 2017, Holy messages me and is just like, have you heard of the race? And sends me a Discord invite. I'm like, what are you talking about? From there, I basically was immediately made one of 8 organizers in the Discord. And then we began planning for the first 1545 that summer. We had 8 organizers for the first event, who each of them were very passionate about running it as much, making the event run as smoothly as possible. I'm trying to think if I can remember everyone. It was myself, HolySanctum, SecretHumorMan, Alti, Vanni, Nostalgia64, Zacho, and Artemy. From there, we basically just quickly did our best to make a sign-up form.
And then what I ended up doing was, it was still like very uncertain if anything would happen. So I just started DMing a bunch of 602, 301 Spresh Vector runners, just all on Discord, seeing if anyone would reply to me if they wanted to join in the race.
We had quite a number of submissions, I remember.
And quite a lot did, and that was actually how I did the outreach for most of the first 1545, was literally just messaging everyone on Discord. So.
And we had enough that we could do a solid 6 teams, I remember.
I had an interview between Spike Vegeta and Kiwi Killer, who were both in the first ever 1545. That interview was done at GDQ.
Alright, I gotta ask you just one more question just between you and me, because I didn't know until right before you were a part of this as well. The 1545.
Yes.
Many of you might know about the 602 in Mario, where you got to get all 602 stars. Someone came up to me actually and asked me, do you want to be a part of the 1545? And I thought, first of all, I don't want to get 1545 of anything. I don't care what, coins and Mario, screw that. And you were approached about this as well. This is going to be an awesome big, it's a relay race of sorts,
It's a
right?
relay race, yeah. So it's run on twitch.tv/1545 race. It is a combination of all the Crash games, all the Mario games, all the Spyro games, and all the Rareware games. Yeah. So it's going to be big.
It's, yeah.
And
it's
there's 7 teams of us.
Oh, there's 7 teams?
There's 7 teams.
I need to be on the Discord more. I didn't even know this. All right.
There's 7 teams.
So make sure you guys check that out, twitch.tv/1545 race.
Yes.
Okay. I need to be on the Discord. I don't even know. I don't even know why they asked me. Anyway.
From there, it continued to grow. On July 14th of 2017, the first 1545 relay was scheduled. There were 6 teams. Anything But Last, Team Mornin', the Happy Little Speedrunners, Those Got Beaned, Team Blue Z, and I Ate Your Grapes.
And then from there, it was just a matter of figuring out how to stream it the day of. It was something Holy made. I think it was kind of just for proof of concept more than anything. So yeah, that's the draft layout that Holy had made. Which, it's very interesting seeing the draft, because it actually isn't too dissimilar as to what we would end up going with. One of the biggest things is the colors on the right. I think the point of the colors was related. I think the color might indicate what series you were playing. I remember another one of our friends, a mutual friend of me and Holy's, Farinator115, and was one of the first team captains as well. And I remember talking with him a lot because he was telling me things from like being the captain's perspective. But he also had a unique challenge in that one of the runners on his team was Spike Vegeta.
Spike Vegeta, member of Team Low Z, ran SM64, but since he's very popular in the speedrun scene, he was very hard to contact. According to the team captain, Farinator115, Spike had to be contacted via email. Luckily, Spike showed up to the first event and did his run with lots of energy because of his work at GDQ.
It went a lot better than I could have hoped for, especially at first. There was a lot more engagement than I expected there to be.
Team Low Z won with a time of 50:27:09.
He literally has an auto scroller. Wow.
Yeah. Let me know. Just fucking scream it. Yeah.
Hold on. Let Dak say time when he said.
I don't know how to do that. Oh, I'm missing a Jiggy.
GG.
Woo!
GG.
Woo!
GG.
Fuck that run. Oh,
little
That's fucking embed.
Do you know your
spiced out.
Lil Z's time according to Paul Z.
Dak,
seconds.
Yes! Dak, you were 3 minutes ahead at one point.
50:27:09.
So that run seemed really good up until,
It was until like 1-4.
Yeah.
It was kind of
As I said, like, the run is like...
Afterwards, the organization team began to figure out how to continue growing MCSN. They thought of making the 1545 a biannual event. However, Oddme said that it would cause players to burn out. After much discussion, they decided to have the race during the summer, with a check-in during the December to see how speedrunners were faring. As 2018 approached, staff members scheduled a stream on January 28th for more info about the second race and announced when signups would be open. It gave people about 2 months to sign up. This was even more popular than the first event. 8 teams were formed. You're Too Slow, Team Pop-Off, Spaghetti-O Meatballio, A Picture of Snoop Dogg, Pinky Coinkydinks, Team Washi Washi, Putting in the Work, and the B team.
Okay, that was...
Oh! That was the closest I have ever seen that race get.
You're still on DK64 on the main street.
Double header crash.
Well, actually, are you kidding?
Son of a surprise.
Yes!
Isn't going well. Come on. I game overed.
I'm looking up the lyrics now. Yeah.
Okay. What? What? Oh my god, no! I hit the power button with my big toe.
You... Are you serious? You did not just do that! What the fuck, I
Let's just move the Wii away from my chair. Okay.
Thank Christ you're playing a game that saves every fucking star. Are you kidding me? That's a clip. I'm clipping that one.
I hate the first one, I should say. Like, I'll actually have to show a bit of a on-screen tutorial on how to actually do it. So, as soon as you hit Let's Slide, you point your Wiimote down.
Straight down, right?
Just point your Wiimote down like this.
And that's basically it, right?
And you just fuck it. Clip that, please.
Wait.
What is this graphics glitch? Go away.
Yeah, no. Okay, you know what? Screw you. Oh, this is bad. No, I shot the balloon! No! Oh my god. This is garbage wind tower. Everything about this is bad. Got garbage RNG on those enemies. They're in the worst spots. Alright, I'll take third try.
That's good to me.
No! 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 No way! Alright, record's dead.
What the heck?
No! Alright, that's getting highlighted. I've seen that before. Well, record's dead.
Hello?
A picture of Snoop Dogg won with a time of 49:09:17. The first sub 50 of the 1545. This was an accomplishment.
Remember to crouch.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's fucking go! Yes! We did it! Holy shit! Thank you for the bits!
Yes.
Yes. Thank you for follow filet!
I was there, don't worry.
Yes!
Go fucking cry.
That was so dumb though. I can't believe that happened. Okay.
Way to...
2019 would be a very important year for MCSN and the 1545, as there were many things announced, one of which is the 1545 Invitationals. This event was a promotion for the third race of the 1545. Each of the 13 games will have 2 to 4 runners play through them. This allows each game to be showcased in its entirety. It was an interesting time as people were able to see some talented gameplay and some intense raging.
We wanted to do like each run had a featured run, so there were like 13 featured runs across the weekend that had commentary to go with it. That was liked by some people and then not liked by some people.
Nevertheless, the 1545 Invitationals allowed the community to grow. On April 28th, the 1545 had its second appearance on Games Done Quick, this time on GDQ Hotfix, a showcase of speedruns off-season of the typical HGDQ and SGDQ events. This showcase showed 4 runs from the 13 games: Crash Bandicoot Any Percent by White Paws, Super Mario 64 70 Star by Paracuzia, Spiral 1 Any Percent by Hummeldum, and Banjo-Tooie Any Percent by GDO. This hotfix currently stands at 67,000 views, so needless to say, this helped bring more attention to the 1545. After the Invitationals, the third annual race was announced, and signups would be open on May 19th. In the end, there were 7 teams: Alaskan Bullworms, DK Grunt, Bigweed, Dude, Where's My Jump, Expansion Pack, Oh Banana, and Grimace Did Nothing Wrong. On June 14th, SecretHumorMan and iCup Speedruns did the first ever co-op 1545. SHM did Sprash Fecta, Super Mario 64, and the Banjo 200%, while iCup did Super Mario Sunshine, both Galaxy games, and Donkey Kong 64. They completed this with a final time of 53, 54, 50, which is an amazing time for 2 people to get, especially since the average at the time was around 49 to 50 hours. The third annual race started on July 14th. Throughout, it had many runners get new PBs, as well as the N64 world record of DQ64 101% by Xenarnicus. Here are some highlights.
Red team ready to go?
Yes.
Orange team ready to go?
Yep.
Yellow team ready to go?
Yep.
Green team ready to go?
You know it.
Blue team ready to go?
Yeah.
Purple team? Crosby?
Muted, but
Crosby said, yeah, ready to go. And pink team ready to go?
Yep.
Okay. The 1545 will start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Good luck, everybody.
Good luck.
Boys.
See y'all.
1545.
Round 3, boys.
There we go.
Front page. Galaxy 2's better. Okay, thanks. I was forced to run this game against my will. I mean, okay.
You guys ready to watch the strategist discovered? I fucking hate this game.
Don't mind me, I'm just...
Hey, Skip. What?
Alright. Time to do the yoink. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That is horrible.
Even Faulty's like, wait, come back.
That was like a key point to stay on my stream.
There we go. 31? What? What? I was like, 32, here we go. What the hell? I mean, it was good. Don't get me wrong. Okay. That's nice.
Like 10 seconds or?
Okay, it's done. Go.
Hi,
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay, it's okay. Start.
I'm so scared.
Start.
Dude. Oh my god, I'm so.
No, you're all good. You're all good.
Did
You're
you
all good.
stop? Yes, I stopped it. I got some too, though.
So you guys want to hear a sweet meme? Because it wouldn't be a 1545 without this. The game just crashed.
I've been having pretty good rocket birds recently, which means I'm absolutely going to fail here.
12 seconds later.
I've never done that before.
Game over.
Alright, GG.
Woo! Yeah, let's go! Let's go! We won!
We'll go through the race results real quick. We got green team in first. We got red team in second. Orange in third. Yellow clutching out fourth place, just 11 seconds ahead of pink team in fifth, with blue team in sixth and purple team bringing up the rear. But everybody, again, getting those sub 50-hour times.
Speech, yeah, I don't think so. Speech from the captain of the last place team. Yeah, that's my speech. Youch.
10 out of 10.
After the third 1545 race, a group of top runners from each of the games started a small group considered the 1545 All-Stars. The runners include Sibity Bobo on Banjo-Kazooie, Tep W on Crash 1, Dill Wingo on Crash 2, Burgerlands 2 on Crash 3, Connor75 on Donkey Kong 64, Paracusia on SM64, MutantsAbyss on Galaxy 2, OddMe on Galaxy 1, Average Trey on SMS, Univin on Banjo-Tooie, Gasco on Spyro 2, Nerfrip on Spyro 3, and Saboom on Spyro 1. They got a final time of 43:02:18, beating DK Grunt's world record by 3 hours, and is the current world record on the leaderboard. MCSN hosted the first ever Any% 1545 relay on September 21st, 2019. There were two teams, the Little Team That Could and Blue Team. The Little Team That Could won with a time of 14:40:14. As the community grew, people began to branch out and new ideas began to pop up. The Any% relay races, community chest, or runners from the community show runs that are not from the main games or categories. And a run where only people who truly hate themselves will do, doing the whole 1545 in one sitting. Solo.
Nobody's gonna do it. Like, I guarantee it. Like, I'm telling you right now, like, if there was somebody who was going to do it, it was like me or Rob the Gamer. And I can tell you right now that neither of us are gonna do it ever.
A leaderboard was added to Speedrun.com for all the solo categories years ago.
I will say it requires more endurance and willpower than anything.
Obviously, I think a solo 1545 is an incredibly difficult thing to do. You know, not only to know all 13 games, but to be proficient at all of them, to where you're not spending, 72, 80, 90 hours doing a speed run, where you're actually able to, get some decent sleep and finish it within a couple days, is hopefully, what people will be able to do.
It's definitely a big commitment. It's a
very big commitment. But the games themselves, I think they're similar enough in a way, in sort of like a mental sense. They're sort of platformers, they're sort of level based, but the games themselves are, you know, very different, which I think keeps things interesting. You know, if you're gonna speedrun 13 Mario games, I think it'll get stale pretty quickly, for me at least. I like having the different play styles, and playing Nintendo games and PlayStation games. You know, they're very different play styles, which keeps things very interesting.
Back on April 14th of 2017, Rob was the first person to commit to grinding the solo 1545. He had acquired all the games throughout the years and started grinding all throughout 2017 and 2018. On October 13th, 2019, Rob successfully attempted the first solo 1545 any percent. This would be a sign to others that this is achievable. Rob completed the first ever solo 1545 any percent with a time of 25:23:30. In his reflection, which he wrote after his solo, he states, "So, I did it. Solo 1545 was finally completed by me. Overall, my number one goal was to just finish, which I accomplished. After my first attempt failed 12 hours in, I knew that I needed to stop working on this after my second attempt, so I damn well better make it count. My second goal was to get under 24 hours, which I completely missed. However, I know I can get sub 24. I can save 50 minutes from Crash Bandicoot not crashing on me in Pinstripe, and I can likely save an hour in Super Mario Galaxy 2 from just not being bad. So that's that. I PB'd Super Mario 64, Spyro 2, Crash 2, Super Mario Sunshine, kind of, and Super Mario Galaxy. Which, 5 out of 13? Not bad. I want to give a shout out to everyone in the 1545 community. When I joined the organizer team back in January of 2017, I never expected the event to grow like it has. To have finally done a solo run, even if it was just the 80% version, is incredible. And I never would have done it had the interest in the relay grown tremendously over the past 3 years. Here's to the future! Signups for the 4th annual 1545 were low, but there were 5 teams. Team Tangerine, Top Tier Gamers, Blue Clues, Abergene Did Nothing Wrong, and T-Posing Pog Hog Cog Log Dog Bog Job. T-Posing Pog won with a time of 46:56:35.
What?
What?
I hesitated too much.
Okay.
Rough. It's rough. Alright, scoots off to an early lead. Tiny just tailing behind though. You can tell she's taking these turns, making sure to collect the coins. Scoot taking a great line. You can tell he's just gaining an early lead. Tiny will really have to work here. Oh! She hits the explosion, loses her coins. Not good. Tries to recover one of them. Can't pick him up. Little does she know. Scoot's got the lead.
You're 67, good. Okay, if that frog suicides, it'll be box 69.
Nice.
Yes!
Hey! And 69 fruit.
Damn, yeah.
69 59.
Run is blessed.
Don't kill me for that. What? What? What?
Rip meme scythe. What is Crash 3? Bad. Oh shit. How well do I know this level? I'm a god! I'm a god!
Well done. Well done.
I've never done that in the dark. Whew. I'm back.
It crashed! It crashed! Can you go? Can you start?
Yeah. Oh, wasn't this get up on the... Need to get my dashboard.
Excellent!
Finally, World S. It's rating. Bye, guys.
Less bad. Okay, if I can beat and started like technically on time, like right after the tree gamer actually finished.
Dude, you finished too fast. Remember when I was saying
And
if
there
you
we
waited,
go.
you would be on stat stream for like the high view count with no other attention for more money? I mean viewers?
What if they had just like gotten rid of sludgy?
Nah. All within 1 hour, I think.
Or just gotten rid of sludgy. No.
In September of 2020, the 1545 swap was announced. This was an event where old runners or new speedrunners learn a game that they don't know, and they will learn it within a few months and then speedrun it for the marathon. One of these runners was MutantsAbyss, or Clair. She was a multi-Mario runner who previously held the world record for Super Mario Galaxy 2, 242 stars. She got Banjo-Tooie for the event. Another runner to come from this event was Ad129. He was a DK64 runner who got SM64 120 stars and Banjo-Kazooie 100%.
I remember when this, if I remember correctly, when the swap idea first came out, I was very hesitant. Because I knew immediately the amount of risk that would come as a result of the swap. In particular, I knew that there would be, everyone would practice to varying degrees. And I knew there would be people who might not even practice at all. And that had me worried, but I was persuaded to go ahead with it. And while I think my concerns were valid, and to a certain extent did end up happening, I think the swap was still successful in that it got people to try a new speedrun that they might not have done before.
I think it was like my favorite event. I just remember being like fun. I don't know. It was just like fun and like not like super high stakes. And plus, I like learning Banjo-Tooie. That was fun. And like realistically, I think that's probably the event where I most like met friends specifically for one reason or another. Probably I don't know because like I had to talk to people more because people were asking about like Mario and stuff.
The swap event was interesting, to say the least. Many people improved and excelled in their game, but some did not do so well. Team, I don't even know what they picked.
Oh no!
Won with a time of 61:22:32. But Piano Man, the Crash 3 runner, had forgotten a gem, causing the counter to be at 104%, which invalidated the entire run.
I have a convenience store delivery for Super Grover.
Oh yeah, he said just put it there.
What is going on?
Perfect timing.
Get more
is
from
that
your
someone in,
neighborhood.
like, wait, what is play? Is
DoorDash.
that someone in Discord?
We have been able to create a great network that's not only faster, but broader as well.
I don't hear anything.
We're deploying
What is
at an
playing
unprecedented
on my
scale.
computer?
I don't know.
We have the networks, we have the spectrum, we have the people, we have the technology.
Oh yeah.
Rob wanted to do the first full 1545, but he made a horrible mistake.
I made it to the end of my 9th game, and I did a very stupid thing that resulted in me losing all my progress for Spiral 1. Basically, at the end of Spiral 1, there's a credit skip you can do, or you can do a backup, which involves disk ejection. And having never practiced it before, my chat convinced me that disk ejection was free, and I naively listened to them and soft-locked the game.
As the 6th annual race happened, Claire started talking about a solo 1545 attempt, but instead of doing another any percent, she wanted to attempt the first ever full completion 1545. She already knew 5 of the games. We could just learn the rest in less than a year. While Claire was playing her games, someone joined the Discord. Moo money was unheard of in the speedrun community of MCSN. So when he claimed to want to complete the first ever solo 1545, there was a lot of speculation. Moo was practically doing all these games blind. He was asking in a Discord, how long do each of the games typically take? Eventually, he started his attempt on July 26th. He started with Banjo-Kazooie and spent 16 hours. He then did Crash 1 and spent 4 hours. Not bad. Then he did Tui and spent a whopping 40 hours. He continued with Spiral 1 and spent 7 hours. Then he got to Galaxy. He was 90 stars in when he decided to quit. He was at 85 hours at that point. He went in strong, but the games got to him and he had to quit. Claire and ZacharyLawrence, or ZL, were talking about doing the second ever co-op 1545, with Claire doing 602 and the Banjo 200%, and ZL doing the Sprash Fecta and DK64. Their final time was a 50-20... Wait. It says here that they redid Banjo-Kazooie at the end? Well, looks like their final time was a 49:36:59. The first Kazooie was a 3:33:09, and the redo was a 2:49:08. So yeah, it was a good thing they redid it. Because they got top 50, which was originally thought not possible as a whole team. In May of 2021, the 5th 1545 was announced. There was a decent amount of hype around this year, and the numbers looked promising with 6 teams being released. Literally unprepared. Time saved for the next run. Man door hand hook car door. Purple Yoshis. Orange door hinge. And updoggers. In the middle of the event, a certain Galaxy 2 runner, Rox_, had an incident during the green portion of his run. He had to drive his brother to Chipotle. Rox was on the orange team, which had an extremely unfair skill gap at the start of the event by being over an hour ahead of everyone else. Rox spent 15 minutes driving his brother to Chipotle.
John on me
Entire team's so mad at me!
Welcome back, Rox.
Is that Rox in his car?
Wait, are you back?
Fucking car.
Okay, I know you said car. I know you said car, but I heard I'm not back, I'm hard. Yo, Rox's stream is on.
Rox's stream on me.
Let's go. Rox's stream is on. Rox's stream is on. I love it.
No, dude. I'm so stupid.
Oh, they took you off now. Damn it.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll be back before my time's up.
Put Joey on for a sec. They just heard Rox screaming in the car.
Why do you have turn? You can't turn here! You
Someone clip this and send it to 1545. Someone clip this.
I need this.
Someone clip this and send it to the 1545 Discord.
Why?
This needs to be in the highlight reel.
Why are you going 4 miles an hour?
Dude, I love that Rox's voice gets pitched up like seven times whenever he talks to someone when driving. Rox is speedrunning the car ride right now.
I am going to drive off the
Roxy gets pulled over. It's like, I got a Galaxy 2 run, man. Sorry, cop.
Bro! Sorry, officer!
Officer, you need to understand, he's getting back to play Galaxy 2 for 2 more hours.
Holy shit! I have time saved to split 2, man! But come on!
I have 40 seconds here, Rox. I think those 40 seconds are gone, man. I don't know what makes me say that, but...
This is content.
Holy shit! How unlucky am I?
Oh, he's getting bad car energy? Shit, dude.
Yeah, he's getting bad cycles. He didn't make early cycles.
He didn't make early cycles. He didn't make green light cycle.
I had fucking true gamer driving in front of me. Oh, thank you, I have the right of way. Thank God. That's right, bitch. My life.
I'm fucking dying, dude. I'm dying.
Okay, I'm home in 1 minute.
I have true gamer. I have true gamer driving in front of me, man.
Oh my God, that was so clean. Did anybody see that? No.
Did anyone see that parallel park split? Let's go.
Put the car in park for it. Okay.
Never seen such a Rox moment in my life.
Go.
Rox gets pulled over for this is truly the most eventful 1545. True.
This caused many memes to be created, a favorite being ZL's overlay imitating the incident. Needless to say, this balanced out the teams between Purple Yoshis because of the expected time loss of the event and rocks. But in the end, Orange prevailed by only being a few minutes ahead of Purple Yoshi's, winning with a 47-31-27.
Having people with estimates who didn't even have a time when they submitted was a big problem, but it seems to have been fixed this time, which is pretty good. It's very good.
When the Solo 1545 came around, I mean, obviously creating the category, you're going to generate interest. There are going to be people who were wanting to do one, and I definitely did think that eventually somebody would be able to complete a Solo 1545. There were a few people at the beginning of the Solo 1545 process who, in my opinion, had no chance of finishing a Solo 1545.
I thought so. I thought Rob would do it because I saw him talk about it every now and then. I honestly thought he would be the first to do it. He was the first to do an 80% Solo 1545 run. So I just naturally assumed he would be the first to do a full solo one.
It depends on when. So in the past, no, because it was just a stupid little idea that I had.
I was always a believer that someone would do one. You know, everyone was like, "Oh, it ain't happening," but I was always a believer that somebody would do it.
After the event, Claire spent as much time as she could grinding the games, and spent the rest of 2021 doing runs or playing the games casually.
Well, that I mostly just did, like, honestly it was kind of scuffed because I was like not at home at the time, so I was like practicing on like I mostly practiced like Splash stuff, specifically like games that I didn't really ever know. And so like I just did like basically casual playthroughs on emulator a few times, and like my times were not good on those, but that's basically just what I did for like practice. I didn't think I really had to practice Mario because this was like a month after I got sub 20 in the 602, so it's like I was fine with Mario.
On December 27th, during the biannual 602 race, Claire decided to attempt the Solo 1545. She started with the normal 602 order, SM64, Mario Galaxy 1, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy 2. She got second place in that race.
I mean, my 602 time is always going to be my strong point, I guess. Most people, in fact, nobody other than one person can get that time at the moment, or at least has gotten that time. I did the Crash games.
She started with Crash 1 and got a 5-hour time. Then after that, she took her first sleep break.
Was not like I had run Crash 2 and 3 before. I have like a 153 and a 310 in those. It's like I knew how to run those, but like I got like a 3-hour Crash 2 time, like a 6-hour Crash 3 time, and then Spyro 1 is the only game of that I actually learned. I don't remember what I got there. I got like a 3-hour time in Spyro 1. It was like just bad all around.
Once she was done with Splash, she started at Rareware. She started with a decent Kazooie, and took her final sleep break. Then, she finished it out with Tooie and DK64. And just like that, she had finished the first ever Solo 1545. Something that most people did not think would happen so soon.
I mean, I was expecting it to be long. At first, I had like kind of unrealistic goals of like 60-something hours, and then I was like, I'm not gonna get that if I don't like actually practice. At least not with sleep breaks. So that's kind of without sleep breaks, it wasn't like the 60 hours, I think.
While Claire was doing her 1545, another person was attempting one that wasn't leaderboard verifiable, Dereklander. He started his solo attempt on January 1st of 2022.
I was in a group call with a bunch of people who were talking about the solo 1545 that like Claire was doing or something. And I was like, I would love to do one, but I don't know how to do any of it. One of my friends, Thrasher, he said, I'd give you $500, no cap, if you somehow managed to finish a 1545, any means possible. And I was like, oh. And I was like, oh shit, I got like a week before college, I'll try it. When my friend Thrasher DBS said, I'll give you $500 to do a solo 1545 and finish it, I knew even back then, before I started, that the solo 1545 was not something that was going to be a cakewalk. Because you gotta think about it, the 1545 is a relay where you get like usually pretty damn good runners together, and most people average like what, 50 hours? So if pretty good people are averaging 50 hours, I knew I was around like, you know, going to be over that. But I don't think I realized how bad it was going to be. I remember the first game I started with Ash actually. Ash also decided to take Thrasher up on the offer, but they would drop out after like day 2 or day 3 because they just didn't like any of the games. But at first, me and Ash started with DK64, and holy shit. I know that game's big. I know people have talked about that game so much, but it took me like 5 hours or something crazy like that. And I remember just looking at my splits and going, oh shit, this is one game out of like 13. I was like, oh shit. And this was before I started running the Crash and Spyro games seriously, like Splash Vecta. So my, Crash and Spyro times are like very unoptimized at this point still. So I'm looking at all these games and I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, oh god. And then after running DK64 for like probably 28 hours, I do the worst mistake in my life. I seriously mean it. When it comes to speedrunning, this is the worst thing I've ever done. Alright? I decided to save state at the DK64 arcade machine. And I don't know why. And I was like, fuck this arcade machine. Fuck you, Donkey Kong. And I just save stated. And the reason it sucks is because it's kind of the thing, like, you know, once I save stated once, the run's obviously not legal. But not only did I save state, but that was the only time I save stated. So it's like, I really didn't need to do that. But yeah, that was such a dumb decision to do. But after that, I moved on to a bunch of other Mario games, and when it comes to when I did the solo 1545, I think one of the funnest parts about it was just the marathon-esque setting. Like, I would literally go to bed, wake up, realize my stream had still been going, and I had to, like, you know, go back on the grind. And I remember just being like, oh, like this is awful. But then once I got in the groove, and, like, you know, once I started to meet new people and talk in the VC with my friends, then, like, it was kind of chill, you know? When all was said and done, man, I just mean pain in the ass. Because after DK, I did Super Mario 64, and that took me like 20 hours for 120 stars, and that's pretty bad because that game isn't that big. So I don't know what the hell happened there, but was not good. This is where we start to enter a kind of bad cycle. Once I did Galaxy and Spyro 3, remember how I said, like, I had a week before college started? I didn't beat that. I got to Galaxy 2. I had Galaxy 2, Banjo-Tooie, Crash 2 and 3, and Spyro 1 left. And once I got halfway through Galaxy 2, my college started. So, like, I'm losing, like, hours at college, getting back home, and instead of preparing for the next college day, I'm doing the solo 1545. And it was such a shit cycle, too, because Galaxy 2 is so long with those stupid-ass green stars I meant. And then Banjo-Tooie is just so long. I had original consoles for the Wii and the PS2, but I don't have an N64. So with Banjo-Tooie, I played on an emulator, and the loading screens were atrocious. They were atrocious. Like, that game loads a lot, and at first I was like, wow, this game is, like, bad about that. And then, like, during my run, I got stuck somewhere, so I, like, looked up a walkthrough, and I realized that the guy had, like, 2-second loads over my 15, and I was like, excuse me? I was like, son of a bitch. But when all was said is done, I finished around 357 hours, and looking back on it, it meant so much to me. I don't know why, because like I had people come in who, you know, would shit talk me because like I shouldn't be doing this. I had people come in, you know, hyping me up, being like, "Oh no, go for it, man, go for it. You're fucking crazy," you know. At least for the one I did, and I just see it as like as something special, you know. Like it gave me a chance, it gave me a reason per se to get up in the morning and actually do something that I thought was like productive, or you know, thought, you know, had some rhyme to it. Like, don't get me wrong, I'd wake up and I'd fucking dread some of these games. But, you know, I'd wake up and even though I dread it, like, it gave me a chance to, like, do something or be someone because this was kind of a low point in my life because, you know, I just got out of high school, just started college. College really wasn't going that good just because I had to, like, drive very far and, you know, when you're commuting in college, you don't make a lot of friends, so... it wasn't going. I was just at a low point, but during this event, like there was no low point. You know, it was high highs, low lows, but it just gave me a chance to be someone, talk to people, and yeah, I was just so dedicated. I mean, I literally streamed myself sleeping, just sleeping. And then I'd wake up and I'd have people in my VC be like, "Oh shit, guys, Derek's waking up." Like everyone was in on it. I mean, we had like Ash in on it, Composer, Blunt Bows, Waffle Wizard, Fate. Like all of my texts, like all my friends that I've made through Spyro were just like in on it, and like they would like help me out so much, and like waking up and, you know, just talking to someone so I don't go like mental. So shout out to those guys for being there for like almost all 357 hours as well, on again, off again. Like that's crazy. I guess going to the logistics of it, do I think that the solo 1545 I did was legal? No. no it wasn't, because not only did I save state in the arcade machine, but also the N64 emulator I was using was like some out-of-date bullshit. And so, like, half the N64 games just had issues, you know? It just had, like, texture corruptions and shit. So, the best way I would describe my solo 1545 is that it wasn't legal, but I still did it, is the way I view it. So, like, that's the reason when people say, like, only 2 people have done a solo 1545, I'm always like, I don't really agree with that. I did it. I just didn't do it legally, which, hey, I mean, some people, that's all they care about, which, fair enough, because it was pretty stupid, but yeah, it was a journey, man. It was a hell of a journey.
Motherfucker, say that you're too bad for speedrunning. I am living proof that anyone can speedrun. Anyone can speedrun. I don't care how fucking shit you are. If you want to give this hobby a try, you fucking try it. I don't want to hear little bitches say anything otherwise. You fucking do what you want to do. You don't even have to give a shit about the rules set they give you. You don't like the rules? Fucking don't use the rules. That's why I did. I'm not following the standard solo 1545 rules. I'm following my own. And all I wanted to do was beat all these games 100%, because that's what the point is. And I fucking did it.
On April 16th, 2022, the 1545 any% swap started. There were 2 teams, Purple Yoshi's 2, Electric Boogaloo, and Clueless. There were many things that were controversial in this relay, such as a runner losing an hour in a 50-minute category. Anyways, Purple won with a time of 20:03:48, almost getting sub 20. During that run, Ad129 said,
Get one? I've retired from speedrunning. This is like my only thing I'm doing, and I'm like, I'm done.
So like, there's like no point. This was the start of something. In the Team Verge Discord, Hammerhead Labs and Cookie Navel wanted to do an exclusive Team Verge 1545. They plan to do it around the end of May. The runners are Flaxy, Zingo, Fire, Toucans, Ringo792, Hammerhead, Aganator, Exprelli, Cookie, and Hex. They completed it with a time of 47:53:42. The 6th annual 1545 race was announced, and it reached the highest number of submissions. It reached over 80 runners, with a total of 8 teams being made. The Immaculate Vibes, Red is Fine, Oink, Rocks Esports, Team 789, Everybody Gangsta Until They Face Magenta, and Bossin' Up on DVD featuring Snoop Dogg. Oink won the event with a time of 47:40:45, with Magenta being very close behind.
Is everyone saying GG already?
Oh, maybe it's not GG. I fucking get it. There it is!
In August, after the event, someone joined the Discord. They were asking if anyone wanted to do a 1545 that was off-season. The person claimed they have times in the games he wanted to run, SM64 and Spyro 1, when he didn't have times. When it came to the day that this 1545 would happen, let's say... The unfortunate souls in this were Awesome, PlayerGameSK or Mikey, Ad129, Dereklander, and I'm Zachy Wacky. Since the schedule was based on Duck getting a 3-hour SM64, the schedule was way off by 10 hours. Derek couldn't run anymore, so Mikey had to do Spyro 2 and 1. Zachy couldn't do it either, so Awesome had to do Galaxy 1. But it was completed, and it currently stands as the last place time on the leaderboard, 69:58:39. This was a historically significant moment in MCSN's history because it reunited people from multiple communities to watch and support Duck finish SM64. I started to grind all the games, and I joined the Summer 2022 Sprechfecta race. It did not go so well.
Can I need triple mass? So I might need triple mass.
I'm balding, bro.
Wow. Do I hear a skill issue?
I managed to get through Crash 2, Spyro 3, and I decided to quit on Spyro 1 19 hours in. Let's say I really needed to grind these games out before I could actually complete a solo 1545. I've spent all of September and October learning and lowering my times in all the games. I really put a lot of dedication into this. I went from only knowing 4 games in the summer, estimate of over 125 hours, to lowering it to 70 hours. Oh, that's so stupid. Holy shit, dude! Oh, awesome time to raid. What's up, player game? You just saw me just do an epic save. Oh, fuck. Another one. Another one!
Yes.
Man, 220, dude. I announced that I wanted to do my 1545 during the 602 race on December 29. As the day slowly crept up, I felt nervous. I was de-rusting all the games, but I felt like something was gonna happen when I started it. In the style of Clair's solo 1545, I decided to do mine during the 602 race. I PB'd Super Mario 64 by 5 minutes, which is not bad. Then I went to Galaxy, where I PB'd by 5 minutes, but that run was very bad. Then I had SMS, where I finally got sub 5. Oh my god! And then Galaxy 2 happened, and that's where the tiredness finally hit me, especially during the second half of 120 and greens. I didn't PB, but I finished my first ever 602 with a 26-hour time. I then moved into Rare. I started immediately with Tui, but the adrenaline from the 602 ran out, and I started to sleep during it. I decided to take my only sleep break in the middle of Tui, which was allowed according to SHM. I woke up and finished Tui, then DK64, which was horrible, then Kazooie, which was pretty decent, so I would say it was a decent 301. Then I started Crash. I raced awesome in Crash 1, but I didn't PB. Same with Crash 2, which was equally as horrible. And then Crash 3 wasn't looking promising. Then I lost a lot of time. But at the end of Crash 3, disaster struck. I'm gonna get it again. Yeah, I know, I was about to get Coco Gem. That's why I didn't split.
Give me a second.
Okay, no, fuck. GG. I forgot to refight Cortex. This is bad because in the leaderboard for Crash 3, it states that you need to show the 105% cutscene after fighting Cortex. I've gotten the final gem for 105%, and I've beaten Cortex before, so I just immediately switched games after collecting my final item, without saving. My chat was erupting in complete confusion, and the Crash Discord didn't know what to do. I was in Spyro 3 when I was informed of my horrible mistake that I made. I realized I had to redo the entirety of Crash 3, a 4-hour run for me. I felt defeated. I couldn't finish this. I could have still gotten world record, but having to redo an entire game was just horrible. I decided to stop 65 hours in. I was this close, but I had to give up. I've hit my lowest low in speedrunning. Anyways, a week later, I announced that I will not give up and that I will reattempt another one eventually. But before that, I set off on a different challenge. The solo any percent world record. I spent less than a month grinding all the any percents in all the games. Some I already knew, like 70 stars or DK64 any percent. But some of them I had to learn from scratch, like Banjo-Kazooie any percent. On February 4th of 2023, during the 3D Mario 246 race, which is like the 602, but it's 70 stars and any percent for SMS and both galaxies, I accomplished the second ever solo any percent 1545 with a time of 20:59:41. But I wasn't done yet. There was a second any percent category, any percent restricted. It only changed 5 games. DK64 turns from any percent into no levels early, which means you cannot enter a level lobby until you open it with K-Lumsy by beating bosses. And you need to open every bee locker in front of every level by collecting golden bananas. 2e any percent to no DCW/BC, which means you cannot use the infamous glitch called Delayed Cutscene Warp, which is used to warp to the final boss and use bit clips to enter levels early. This means that you have to open every level, including Cauldron Keep and Hag 1. Kazooie any percent to no RBA/BC, which means that instead of using Reverse B Adventure to skip around levels and bit clips to enter certain levels early, you will not be allowed to use both to complete the game. Spyro 2 any percent to 40 orbs, which means you have to collect all 14 talisman and 40 orbs, which opened up the final boss, Crypto. And Spyro 3 any percent to 100 egg, which means instead of just completing all the levels and skipping into the final boss, you'll have to collect 100 eggs by the end of the run to open the Sorcerer's Lair. I started my attempt on February 26th, 20 days after my any percent. I chose my own order with DK64 first, because in the run, if you crash or softlock at any point, you have to restart from the beginning. This is because you are under a state called main menu mode, which means you cannot save the game at all. With that, I was off doing game after game, PBing and malding as well. In the end, I finished this with a time of 26:43:53. Now, the full completion 1545 is left. I spent about 3 months relearning all the games. In March, I completed a co-op 1545 with Awesome. Here's how that went. I can hear that shit.
Spyro.
It's alright, the better balance with this will be though.
But when the day came, it would be an unforgettable speedrun. What the fuck happened to me? I should not have done that. What the fuck? What the shit is
That was the most recent message in Game of Surfer.
Huh? Oh, I'm gonna twerk it on camera. How did that work? What? Let's fucking go! Fuck yes! Oh my god, I finally fucking did it! No final time, whatever, fuck it, I don't care. Fuck, I finally did it. And I did it. I finally finished a 1545 solo, and now I have all 3 world records in solo category. Something that was once said to be impossible, I had completed. I felt happy, triumphant, everything. It was a year of learning and grinding these games, and I couldn't be more proud to complete one. When making this video, I read Rob's solo any percent reflection, and I connected it to it more after I completed a full solo. So, I did it. Solo 1545 was finally completed by me. My first attempt failed 12 hours in. I knew that I needed to stop working on this after my second attempt, so I damn well better make it count. To finally have done a solo run is incredible, and I never would have done it had the interest in the relay grown tremendously over the last 3 years. As of me writing this, which is June 7, 2023, there are currently 4 people who have completed a solo 1545, 1 person who has completed any percent restricted, 2 people who have completed the any percent, and 3 people who have completed a full solo. I see a lot of potential in many people. I predict that the next solo 1545 runner will be FireGoesFast, Exprelli, Awesome7285, iCup Speedruns, SHM, and others. These runners have been playing and grinding the games longer than I have.
I'm probably going to do Spyro 3 next, and then maybe Spyro 2 after, or maybe a Crash game. Honestly, I don't know. I think Spyro 3 is quite set in stone for the next game, but as for the games after, we'll just have to see. Maybe I'll do Spyro 2 and then I can do a Spyro trilogy run. We'll see what happens. As far as solo goes, I think ZacharyLawrence is going to learn the 602 and the Rareware games and then completely destroy everyone. That is my prediction.
I've never had a set timeline on when I'll do one. I'm currently learning my 10th game, but the more games I learn, the more obligated I feel to improve on the games I've already done. Before doing a solo, I have a threshold of times I want in each game. And I'm already there with Spyro, Crash, DK, and G2. But across the Banjo and other Mario games, I estimate that I will collectively need another 12 months of dedicated learning and practice to feel confident with every game.
The 1545 in the future, I think solo-wise, now that 2 runs have been done, I think it's a definite that, eventually we will see more runs added onto the boards, not only for the main category, but for the other side categories. In terms of the event, I'm not sure. We started with 8 organizers, and then we were down to 3 for a while, and now it's an entirely new organizational team working with the 1545 and with MCSN. So it's really up to them as to whether or not the event keeps going on as successfully as it did in the past, or if it's going to die out within the next couple of years.
I would like to see more people trying the solo 20%. Because the hard thing about the solo... Actually, I'm going to take that back. The solo restricted 20%. Because if I remember correctly, the rules, and I might be wrong on this because we argued so much about the rules, but if I recall, we finally agreed that restricted any percent... Actually, I have the thing right here. I couldn't read it. Runners are allowed 1 10-hour break. Yeah, you have to keep the timer running, but you're allowed 1 10-hour break. It is so easy to get all 13 games done in the restricted any percent categories over the course of 2 days. It's not difficult. Are you gonna beat ads time? No. But are you gonna finish and have fun doing it? Yeah. And the restricted any percent is easier categories than the any percent. Some might say that there are more boring categories, but they're easier for the most part. I think we're gonna continue seeing maybe 1 person a year do it, if that. And as for the relay itself, I'd like to see it continue on.
The Australia-only 1545 was initially an idea I had around the time we did the Duck 1545. I brought it up to Zacky Wacky once, because he was in that team, but nothing really came out of it until a few months later, around February, when I started messaging some Aussie runners I knew in the community, Ocnum, FireGoesFast, and Tyson78. And it seemed like the perfect time to do it because Fire was learning Donkey Kong 101%, and Tyson was doing Banjo-Tooie, and I was doing Crash. So everyone's run sort of fit right into place. But at the beginning, we didn't have any Spyro runners. So I personally went and tried to contact people from the Spyro Discord or people we found on speedrun.com who had done runs, and just see if they wanted to join these people that they've never met before in a random event, and sure enough, we got 3 Spire runners, 1 for each game, who generously joined in the event and saved this from happening, honestly. And on the 17th of March, we ended up doing the run, and it honestly turned out to be one of my favorite events to organize and play through with. Everyone was super chill. It turned out great.
Fuck! Oh no! Dude!
Oh no. No!
Oh.
What am I? Oh! Somebody put that. What the fuck? What? That is the. Oh!
For that, would you do the 100%?
It's just all merits that you do. It's like essentially what Freddy was. It's just free. It's just. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
I think we should talk about it, maybe.
Just,
oh my god,
just, Dude, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
I don't know how she
Good luck.
Your best chance to defeat her is to borrow my flying saucer. I've cast some spells.
Yo, okay, get ready. I got UFO proxy.
Limited flying time.
No way.
Hey, yo.
Wait, what? Done.
Hey, yo.
GG. GG. That's a gold super bonus round.
No way.
That is fuck. I was like fully expecting just to wait around for a bit.
Oh,
I didn't even start my splits. Fucking, I don't care. The splits
Brilliant
don't matter.
ending. Love it.
Poor Banana wants a DK rack.
Oh god. Okay.
That is not good.
Finally here.
Here we go. So they're finally here. Performing for you.
If you know the words, you can join in. Put your hands together. If you wanna clap as we take you through this monkey rap. Huh, DK. Please get the coin! I'm failing to get this fucking coin!
DK.
Australia #1.
What does the 1545 mean to me, man?
The 1545 to me means community and working together to accomplish something that you can't do yourself.
It means a few things to me. First, the event itself brings together multiple communities in a great way. We're all small pockets of people obsessing over 20-year-old platformers, and even though we don't play the same games, we can all share in that common interest. I can go into a Banjo or a Mario stream where I haven't even run that game yet, and people recognize me just from the summer relays, even if we weren't on the same team.
I mean, ever since the start, like I said, it really was about like multiple communities coming together, you know what I mean?
When it comes to the 1545 and everything it's done, the way I view it is just it's something to do and something to look back on.
And like being able to just be part of a team and like communicate with people so easily with these runs has been like a pretty big impact on me.
Being competitive is kind of fun too, but that's not really the important thing in my opinion.
The 1545 to me, honestly, it's special events, but more than all of that, more than all of that, it's just something to look back on. It's something to look back on and be proud that, hey, you know, I'm happy I did this event, or hey, I'm so happy that it was able to get the Sprash guys, the Mario guys, and the Rare guys, you know, together and talking.
Second, the solo is a master level test in speedrunning. Not only does it have the same endurance component of the 40+ hour Mario or Final Fantasy marathons, but it requires a very diverse set of skills to traverse a varied catalog of runs. It's restricted to platformers, sure, but it spans 4 consoles and 5 separate series.
Sort of knowing that so few people can actually do it is a big driving force.
It means a lot of determination and effort to working on something that you find important.
And also with the solo 1545, like, it's something to look back on. Like, I can't tell you the amount of times I've looked back at some of my old solo 1545 like moments and just been like, wow. Like, back then, like, that was crazy shit.
1545 is a big important thing to me. I mean, like I said, I learned 10 of the 13 games, so I've networked, I've met so many speedrunners through the 1545. Some of my best friends to this day I've met through the 1545.
It's a double-edged sword for me, because I can talk about the 1545 as someone who played in it, and I can say the 1545 as someone who organized it. As someone who organized it, the 1545 was a nightmare. But more importantly, as a runner, as a viewer, as a commentator, the 1545 to me is about different communities coming together. I've met so many people through the 1545 that it's amazing.
I want to give a shout out to Rob the Gamer 115, HolySanctum, SHM, NotVanni, FireGoesFast, MutantsAbyss, YamixFan, Dereklander, ZL, and Awesome7285 for making this video possible. Cannot demonstrate my appreciation for all of you. The 7th annual 1545 is happening on July 14th of 2023. You should go watch and support all the runners. There are 4 teams: Garlic Bee, Pretty Fast Bears, Orange You Glad I Didn't Say Oh Banana, and Purple Triangle Men. I will be running Spiral 1 and BK64 this year for Team Purple. If you're watching this after that day, don't worry. The 1545 happens every year around July. You should be able to watch and find out when it's happening. Anyways, I will have links to both MCSN and my own social media accounts in the description below to catch future streams. Anyways, this has been Ad129, and thanks for watching.
Brian's just a little. Oh my god!
Alright, peace out, guys. See you in 15 minutes.